today, so I am doing a maintenance. I've already got everything set up. Figured I'd film my process of doing an attic maintenance. I always write down the model and the serial number. I'll take a picture so I can do that in a van later. I turn it in heat mode since it's winter time. We're going to check that first. It looks like a newer install that we didn't install. Take a picture of the model and serial number. You can see we got a P-trap here. It's a P-trap with no vent whatsoever. I'm not sure if it's going to be double P-trapped. Someone left their vape pen here. I don't vape. Oh, my mistake. This is not a vape. This is a duct leak detector. It's probably what they're using it for with all these holes in this ductwork. Alright, so it looks like they've had some stuff in this pan already. But I'm going to pop this off. We're going to run a little bit of drain solve down it. Not much, just a little bit. You don't want to get this on your hands, so wear gloves. I'm not wearing gloves, I'm just used to it. But now I'm going to let that sit for just a little while, let it do its job. We're going to pop this door off, and we're going to check the coil. Go ahead and hit it with some cleaner. I got the Viper coil cleaner. This is some good stuff. I like this stuff here. This one. We're just gonna soak it real good. Might be able to get in here and get the bottom too. Let that soak, let it do its thing. This thing should be turning on here shortly. Once it kicks on, I'm gonna we'll check the float switches, test them out, make sure they work. I want to take this off, see if I need to pull and clean this blower wheel, and give an estimate for that. If it's, we include pull and cleans if it's like easy access, but if it's up in the attic, we gotta kind of charge according to, just for the labor. The cleaning still feet. Okay. So I like to look in here and see all the, it's always bad in the attic. I'm gonna hit it, some cool cleaner, give her a wipe down so we don't have to pull and clean it. The fins don't look too bad. It's mainly the housing. So we got a towel, a rag right here. So wiping it down. As much off as we can. So that looks better. Now I need to, I'll check the wiring. Just make sure there's no burnt ends, no loose looking connections. Like I say, we didn't install this, so you have to take extra precautions. Even if we did install this, I still take precautions, but when it's another company, you don't know if they're going to be hacks or do a good job, so you just need to just cover your butt and check everything. Pretty much is the go-to. Oh, come on, breaker. Put the door back on. This system hasn't kicked on yet when it's supposed to, so I gotta go check. Gotta go check that. So I get the water as hot as I can. Ooh, look at that. That's cracked. I didn't do that. I promise. Sometimes it's quicker if they have a tub, but this is a shower. I think the AC just kicked on finally. So you can do a big gallon. I just keep that water running to get it nice and hot. Now that the system's on, usually I'll take the door off and do an amp draw and heat kits, but we're gonna do just a temperature. Just a temperature rating. Let's see what we got here. I just like to pour this. Just like to pour this. About a gallon. Flush this line out really well. I'm gonna move this over here. Okay, here's number 2. So this is about 4. Might do one more, be safe. But we got 69 coming in. Check it right about here. We'll come back up and check that temp. If you're getting in the hundreds, heat strips are working good. If you're not, then the thermostat's not calling for heat strips. If you're getting around in the 90s, maybe low hundreds, you should get like probably 110 to 120 temps coming out, depending on the temp coming in with the heat strips on. With the heat strips off, usually around 90, 96, maybe 100, but it's just only the heat pump running. I'm gonna say usually, because you gotta always check the incoming temp and the outgoing temp. So we're at 70 degrees. We should be getting in the hundreds. We're getting 91, so that's telling me heat pump is working and it's not asking for the heat strips. It's not a bad thing. I just got to go bump the temp up. guys can see it. That's at like 92. Go bump the heat strips up and see if that helps. Kick them on. 824 thermostats. You can turn emergency heat on and test it. It's not a bad thing that it's not calling for it. It actually saves your power bill. And then we're gonna look at that ductwork more. I see a lot of issues at ductwork. Okay, so we can go to heating. System options. Enable emergency heating. Oh, no, cancel that. Alright, now emergency heating should be on right now. Oh yeah, I can smell it. It's another indicator. Alright. So it looks like it kicked the heat pump off and turned the emergency heat strips on. We're getting 101 on the heat strips only. They're working though. Alright, I'm gonna go kick it in cool mode. We're gonna test the temp split in cool mode. We're gonna go to cooling. Got like 64. I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna cool that quick. We did ductwork. First thing I see is a giant hole right here. Terrible tape job. Damage there. Damage over there. That's the supply to there. We got damage right there. Tape's all busted. Damage there. Smushed in. Damage there. It looks like all the ductwork for the first floor. But yeah, they need some new ductwork, that's for sure. If it's usually in the closet and I can't access the ductwork as well, I'll do a static pressure check. I'm not going to do one on this one because of all the ductwork damage. It'd be pointless. But so we're waiting for the temps to drop. But they got a lot of hot air. It's not getting a good temp reading. We're at 50, about 56 degrees. It's not doing so well. Watch one of my videos about when I did a rector seal wet switch. These are the ones I don't like. They got this felt and they're a pain in the butt to dry out once they get wet. I mean, they work, yes, but get the Detector to get the rector seal ones. They seem to work a lot better. They dry faster. These are good for not pans. If you have it under a return where you can't put any kind of thing there, you seal it with mastic and then you put one of these in there, so any kind of moisture will set this off. But here I would do a rector seal. I would not do that because it's going to be soaked and never dry. And there's already some water down here, probably leaking out the duct. So I got my pressures on there. We're just going to wait, give it some time to check pressures and stuff. In the meantime, we're going to do amp draws, and I'll usually check the capacitor under load. So what I'll do is get my camera ready. I'll take pictures. So we're gonna do fan. Then we're gonna do compressor. Where are you at? Orange. Back up in here. Okay. And then I'll do volts for each one. So we're going to do 359 for a compressor. 329 for fan. And we'll do our calculations. .60 times 2652 equals that, and you're going to divide that by, what was our voltage? Cancel it. 329.4. 329.4. 4.8. That's our fan. Now we're going to do compressor. That was 5.61 times 2652 divide by 359.5. 359.5. That's 41.38. This is a 45.5 is what I think. Let me see. Yeah, it's a 45.5. So and it says plus or minus 6%. So then I'll do a calculation. 45 times 0.06 is 2. So this capacitor is past its threshold. So I'm going to recommend a new capacitor. And then we're going to get my leaf blower. We're going to blow all this out. And then let's go back and check pressures. It's a little low, just a little. So we include 2 pounds of refrigerant in our maintenances. So I'm going to go ahead and get my refrigerant. This says 10 degrees subcool plus or minus 3. So we just got to get it within that range. We'll be good to go. So I added just a tiny bit, and we're at 4.5. We'll get it to 6, and then we'll let it set. We'll do there. Compressor just changed tone, so I didn't get to like about 5. Let it sit for a little while. Stopped it right about 8 since it's pretty chilly outside and pretty low temp inside. So we'll let it ride and we should be good to go. Then I gotta get all the pine straw out from there and then give her a rinse. A lot of debris in here. Pants with a belt, man. Hurts. All right. But it's way cleaner than it was. All right, now we gotta put it back together. Okay, now on the train, I like to get this door off. I like to get this one off, just because this door here on a train has all the copper, all the stuff it'll corrode, has everything right here. So I'll take this door off. See, there's still some muck down in there too. And I will give this a rinse. Clean any of the salt off of it. Alright. And that's pretty much all she wrote. I looked at the contactor. I know I didn't mention that, but while I was checking the capacitor, I looked at the contactor. I didn't see anything pitted. For the most part, this outside unit looks pretty good. Finish washing the plants a little bit. So I do not mind doing maintenances, but always remember before you leave, turn her back on. My van is starting to become a mess. Being wintertime, it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Gotta clean it. So we're not allowed to do any modifications. So all these shelves are upside down. There's no lip, so everything dumps out all the time. So like I literally are cleaning this thing like once every couple days. I forgot I even had this tool. Old Fieldpiece. It must have fell out in one of my trays. Long lost tools found again. Alright, so I am going to just go set the thermostat back down. I'm gonna set in my van. And I'm gonna put in my notes on the software, upload all my photos. And this maintenance is pretty much done. So I followed up with a homeowner. It's getting really foggy all of a sudden. But I followed up with a homeowner and asked her, that system was installed like 2018, different company. I asked her if they've ever mentioned anything about ductwork, and she said no, which I'm pretty shocked because it's not hard just to let somebody know about ductwork, and then let them decide what they want to do. If you see something damaged like that, you just got to mention it to the homeowner. I've had instances where I've mentioned stuff like that to homeowners and they think I'm just trying to sell them stuff they don't need. But I take photos and everything. It is what it is. But, I mean, you guys can see that there's holes in the ductwork. It's old ductwork. It looks like original to the home. She's going to get an estimate done here in the next couple days or whenever. I'll try to get it planned out by the 1st of next year. Or just the beginning of next year. And but we're going from there. She's getting a ductwork estimate. She'll do the capacitor around that time too. And we'll call it good. Alright, so I've been doing wide angle lens for you guys. I don't know if it's causing any motion sickness or anything or giving headaches. Let me know in the comments below. I'll go back to my original view. I just seen in the original view that I was missing out on a lot of stuff that was happening. So I went with the extra wide view. But I try to edit it so there's not a lot of spinning, a lot of motion going on if I can. But if you enjoy this view, also comment down below, let me know how we're doing, and make sure you like and subscribe, hit that alarm bell for notifications. I try to post as much as possible almost every day during the season, or if we're busy. Just make sure you follow along, and thanks you guys for watching, and until next time, y'all have a great day.